Coming up on this edition of SU TV News, NDSU student body elections take over campus.
An inside look at how NDSU runners are preparing for the marathon.
And in sports, women's softball continues to cruise along.
This is SU TV News, and it starts now.
Welcome to SU TV News. I'm Cassie Rolfing.
And I'm Ryan Longnecker. Those stories coming up shortly, but first, our top story. Prosecutors said he wanted to punish America. Defense attorney said he followed the lead of a dominant older brother.
A jury in Boston Tuesday found Dzhokhar Tsarnaev guilty of all 30 federal charges against him as a result of the April 2013 Boston Marathon bombing. But the legal proceedings don't end here. Chris Welch explains from Boston.
It's been nearly 2 years since a terrorist attack rocked the finish line of the iconic Boston Marathon and shook the city to the core. Now, after a month of testimony from dozens of witnesses, the vast majority for the prosecution, a federal jury has reached a decision. But it's their next move that will mean life or death for 21-year-old Dzhokhar Tsarnaev. Tsarnaev faced 30 federal charges related to the events of April 15, 2013, when 2 pressure cooker bombs exploded near the marathon's finish line, killing 3 people and injuring about 260, and the days-long manhunt that followed. With the death penalty attached to 17 of those charges, attorneys mounting Tsarnaev's defense focused less on guilt or innocence, but more on his degree of involvement. The defense sought to portray Tsarnaev as a college student influenced and manipulated by a radicalized older brother, 26-year-old Tamerlan, who was killed in a shootout with police days after the bombing. But the prosecution argued the younger Tsarnaev was a willing partner in the attacks and helped choose a day when people would crowd Boston streets. The same jury will deliberate Tsarnaev's sentence, life in prison without parole or death. The jury must vote unanimously for a death sentence. In Boston, I'm Chris Welch.
The polls closed today for student body elections, and because of the Scotty McCreery concert, announcements will not be made until Friday morning at 9. SUTV News Director Cassie Rolfing has a closer look at what both sets of candidates focused on for each of their platforms during campaigning.
2 groups made up the 2015 student body president and vice president candidates.
My name is Josh Fergal. I'm running for student body vice president. This is Eric McDaniel, who's running for student body president.
The Sigma Alpha Epsilon members came together before the elections of 2014 to build a platform they really believe in.
Last 3 months, we've met with about 70 people, ranging from incoming freshmen all the way up to President Prashani himself, to really make sure that this thing is as attainable as possible and feasible and financially conservative.
The duo has split their platform into 3 main components.
The Ignite section, the new ideas we want to bring to campus. The Inspire section, the things that are already going on but just not really catching traction. And then the Include, the things we want to make sure that the student body is aware of.
8 separate points make up their Ignite section. This includes campus status reports, idea scale, peer mentoring, improvement of large group, web-based assessment options, promoting student organizations, restructuring the way Student Senate is, and establishing a multicultural and education programming fund. Inspire wants to bring students up to date with what is going on at the university, and Include is raising awareness of what is directly affecting the students. On the other side of campaigning, 2 very involved members of the fraternity Delta Tau Delta, Robert Kringler and Aaron Weber.
Really the theme of our campaign is your campus and your voice. And so we just really want to empower everybody on campus to make a difference. So whether you're involved in Greek life, student government, or not involved at all, we really want you to be able to have an impact on campus.
A lot of these are really big ideas, we think, and some bold new policies we're looking to put in place and some new programs we're hoping to start that we really think will affect all campus and really encourage people to get engaged, whether you're in student government or not. We really want to make sure you have the opportunity to have an impact.
Safety is a main priority with Kringler and Weber's platform.
So with this, we have some big new programs we're looking at pushing. First off, we're looking at creating a Safe Ride program here at NDSU, and this will be a big program on campus. It'll probably take several years to implement, but what we really see this as is a student-run, student-funded, free, sober ride at the end of the night.
Another focus point on this platform is tackling online student fees.
Really unfair to students. Right now, even if you're a full full-time student on campus, you're paying full tuition, you're still going to have to shell out $700 for an online class.
And winning is not guaranteed, but the experiences gained are already worth it.
And even just on a bigger aspect, no matter how the election does turn out, just getting these ideas out there for everyone able to understand at least starts a conversation about possibly, no matter what the election results are, about these things being, people knowing that this is still an attainable goal, that students can say, hey, I know Eric and Josh were going around talking about this, we'd really still like to see this. And as long as the more students that we get this message out to, the more students understand quite how attainable this stuff we're trying to do is.
Really, the opportunities that we've had to learn, I really feel like has made us at least as available as we can be. Obviously, we're going to run into different things that we're not prepared for, but working as a team.
Reach out to other students and making sure we are having an impact and we're hitting all these different people. So,
Cassie Rolfing reporting, SU TV News. NDSU and the North Dakota State College of Science have joined together in a new partnership. Under the reverse transfer agreement, students who plan to achieve an associate's degree from either college can seamlessly transfer credits from one to the other. Officials plan to identify and contact those eligible in the fall.
Clothes have always been known as a way to express yourself, and a group at NDSU wants to allow those affected by violence to do just that. The Clothes Line project is located in the gallery inside the Memorial Union. There you will be able to see the display of more than 100 decorated t-shirts. These shirts were made by NDSU students, faculty, and staff who have been affected by sexual or relationship violence. This project wants to give those who have witnessed this act a sense of peace.
Each time a person chooses to create a shirt, what we'll do is we will honor them, okay, by letting them put up their shirt and by, having it be on display right away.
The gallery will be open from April 3rd to the 13th. Even if you haven't been directly affected, you can still make a shirt in support.
With the Fargo Marathon in a month, we take a look at how area runners are preparing.
After this week's 7-day forecast.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's the power of free checking with Kasasa. First Community Credit Union offers free ATMs, mobile banking, and are conveniently located right next to the campus of NDSU. We also offer Kasasa, which is a free checking account that pays you cash. Kasasa requires no minimum deposit to open, no monthly service fees, and don't forget the free ATMs. Discover the power of Kasasa at your local First Community Credit Union.
The NDSU bookstore has everything you need to show off your Bison pride. The bookstore can have you sporting green and gold wherever you go. It offers many different brands, sizes, styles, and selection so that you find exactly what you're looking for. Shop the NDSU bookstore and show your spirit today. Welcome back. The Fargo Marathon is only a month away, which means it's crunch time for those who are training.
And with the weather slowly starting to feel like spring, participants can finally train in the sun full time. SUTV's Nate Manning has more.
With the Fargo Marathon right around the corner and spring weather arriving, most participants are now training on the sidewalks, which provides a much-needed change to help prepare.
Because running inside, I'm not dealing with the elements at all, so I know I'm going to be running into the wind at some point in the race. I'm going to be running with the wind. I know from previous years, there's some downhills.
And as the date approaches, those who experience it for the first time are feeling the pressure rack up.
My first time, I'm not exactly really sure what to expect as far as like how it's gonna go, like how it's gonna feel. So I'm kind of nervous about that, but I'm really excited to actually do it. So.
Also in the news lately has been a possible appearance from actor Will Ferrell. With that in mind, it could add an interesting predicament come race day.
In the home stretch, like right before the finish line, if Will Ferrell was next to me, I probably wouldn't even notice because I'd be really tired, or like I just wouldn't even know what to do. So I'd cross the finish line and then react probably.
But hey, it's just for fun, right?
Hopefully I'll run like a pretty decent time, but if I don't, like I have the rest of my life to keep improving too, so.
So yeah, in the end, the main goal is to have the training pay off.
But the training that I've been doing this year, I've been teaching myself to speed up in the last 3 miles of the run or in the last like mile and a half of the run. So that way I finish strong and I finish with everything that I have on the race course.
Nate Manning reporting, SU TV News.
Fargo Marathon festivities begin on May 7th with the Youth Run, while the full marathon, half marathon, and 10K runs all take place on May 9th.
We talk, text, and surf the web on them, but do we ever second guess the health risks that may come along with using our cell phones? Several studies shown in Time magazine looked at serious problems cell phones can cause, both emotionally and physically. SUTV's Alexis Lamont has more.
Cell phones. Just about everyone's got one. But as our generation makes them a part of our everyday life, our physical and emotional health is becoming more of a problem. A Baylor University study showed female college students spend an average of 10 hours a day on their cell phones, while their male peers spend almost 8 hours a day.
I like to do social media like Facebook and Twitter, and whenever I'm bored I like to look up news and stay in touch of what's going on in the world.
So you always have your phone on you?
Oh yeah, every single day.
Even those earbuds are destroying your hearing, showing 60% of teenagers listen to music at levels that are damaging to our ears. Safety can also be a huge risk. At Ohio State University, study shows that emergency room visits related to talking and texting have skyrocketed.
It's just surprising the overwhelming amount of health things that could happen to you, go to the hospital, that's something serious.
The 15-degree head tilt, like I catch myself doing that like right now. Yeah. So yeah, I didn't know that.
Your phone can even hurt your closest relationships. A study by Brigham Young University showed that trying to resolve conflicts via text had a negative effect on the quality of the relationship for women.
I just feel like via text it's so much harder to express yourself. People don't know if you're joking, people don't know if you're being serious, they just don't understand how your emotions are via text.
This is Lexis Lamont reporting for SU TV News.
For further questions on your physical or emotional health due to cell phone use, contact the NDSU Student Health Center or schedule an appointment at the NDSU Counseling Center. Both centers are open Monday through Friday.
When we come back, we take a look into NDSU students' least favorite movies.
Stay with us. The NDSU bookstore has everything you need to show off your Bison pride. The bookstore can have you sporting green and gold wherever you go. It offers many different brands, sizes, styles, and selection so that you find exactly what you're looking for. Shop the NDSU bookstore and show your spirit today.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's the power of free checking with Kasasa. First Community Credit Union offers free ATMs, mobile banking, and are conveniently located right next to the campus of NDSU. We also offer Kasasa, which is a free checking account that pays you cash. Kasasa requires no minimum deposit to open, no monthly service fees, and don't forget the free ATMs. Discover the power of Kasasa at your local First Community Credit Union.
SUTV News is a production of the Bison Information Network in conjunction with North Dakota State University's Department of Communication Broadcast Program. For more information, go to www.ndsubin.com.
Welcome back. A fan steals the show at a Maroon 5 concert and took a piece of Adam Levine with her.
Mary Muller has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
Not all Maroon 5 fans have moves like Jagger. This week at a concert in California, a fan got a little too friendly, running on stage and bombarding Adam Levine. The voice coach took it in stride and spoke to the crowd after the song.
Super terrifying. Just like you weren't expecting it.
The experience left the frontman harder to breathe and maybe even harder to hear. Levine says the girl cut him on the ear with her fingernail.
That was kind of weird, right?
Buster and the Blutes are back.
I'm a monster!
An executive producer for Arrested Development confirms fans will get 17 more episodes of the cult classic. Anne Hathaway is giving Miley a run for her money. On Lip Sync Battle, the Oscar winner did a spot-on impression, sporting Miley's style and wrecking ball. Watch Lip Sync Battle Thursday on Spike. For Hollywood Minute, I'm Mary Muller.
Often people are asked about their favorite Disney movie, but what about their least?
For this week's Sidewalk Stampede, we went out to find just that.
What is the worst animated Disney movie and why?
Oh boy, the worst animated Disney movie and why? I'll probably have to say I was not a huge fan of The Little Mermaid because it just didn't interest me all that much, so.
Lady and the Tramp, because that's the first movie I thought of.
James the Giant Peach, because as a kid it was really scary. Sleeping Beauty, because the princess isn't really in it. She's sleeping the whole time.
What's the worst animated Disney movie and why?
I don't think there is such a thing because Disney movies are awesome.
Worst. Probably Beauty and the Beast, because that probably would never happen.
So probably my least favorite animated Disney movie would have to be Cars 2. You know, it was great the first time, but...
Little Mermaid 2, because like obviously the original is the best one. Like you just can't spin off of that.
Joining us now is Sports Director Joel Zipper.
Joel, what do you got for us in sports tonight?
Well, NDSU has been on quite the roll in softball. We'll give you highlights coming up next.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's the power of free checking with Kasasa. First Community Credit Union offers free ATMs, mobile banking, and are conveniently located right next to the campus of NDSU. We also offer Kasasa, which is a free checking account that pays you cash. Kasasa requires no minimum deposit to open, no monthly service fees, and don't forget the free ATMs. Discover the power of Kasasa at your local First Community Credit Union.
The NDSU bookstore has everything you need to show off your Bison pride. The bookstore can have you sporting green and gold wherever you go. It offers many different brands, sizes, styles, and selection so that you find exactly what you're looking for. Shop the NDSU bookstore and show your spirit today.
Welcome back. NDSU softball has been nearly lights out all season. One of the reasons why is senior pitcher Krista Menke, who leads the nation in strikeouts. Well, it's the Bison versus the Coyotes here as we go out to E-League Sports Complex. Krista Menke gets roughed up a little bit early as the 1-1 pitch gets knocked out of the park by Yvonne Minogue for her first home run of the year. Bison come back, though, on the bottom of the first 3-2 pitch. Madison Frayne serves it up, and that is absolutely crushed. Shane Garcia gets her 2-run homer. That is the 10th of the year. She is his second in the Summit League in home runs per game. Going into the bottom of the third, 3-2 pitch, 2 out. She's one pitch away from getting out of the inning, and Amanda Grable has none of it as she slaps that out of the park. That is Grable's first home run of the year. And that would pretty much do it for the Bison. Bison go on to beat the Coyotes 4-1. Krista Menke responds with 7 strikeouts after giving up the solo shot in the first. Cheyenne Garcia's 10th homer of the season puts her in second in the Summit League in home runs. NDSU returns to action at home this weekend versus South Dakota State. To the other part of the diamond, it's going to be baseball as the Bison men are opening up their home opener here. Blake Stockart, comebacker, and he tosses it to first base to double off the runner, 0-0 in the second inning. Bottom of the third, Bison would go on a rally here as senior captain John Skirbeck singles it down the line, and that would drive in 2 runs here as he comes in to score. Bison are up 2-0. More from this inning. JT Core down the left field line as Braden Risch comes in to score, and it was pretty much all Bison after that. Bison rolled the Trojans 9-1 in their home opener. Senior captain John Skirbeck led the team by going 2 for 4 at the plate, knocking in 3 runs. Sophomore Hermantown native Kelvin Fullman picked up the win for the Bison. Experience in the secondary has been something NDSU has relied upon the last 4 years. Last year, senior Colton Hegel and Christian Dudzik combined for 95 starts over their career. With both of them graduated now, there's a void to fill. Looking to take the open positions in the secondary are underclassmen Jalen Wimbush and Chris Board. Board saw some reps last season on special teams while Wimbush was redshirted, but now the opportunity to get more reps has risen. Board and Wimbush are looking so they can soak it all in.
If you don't get it, it's pretty much null and void that you probably won't get to play. So this learning process is huge.
Yeah, I learned a lot from Higgs pretty much, just to be able to watch him and see how he played and ran the defense pretty much.
A former Bison great is making his way into prime time. ESPN will follow running back John Crockett's journey to the NFL on ESPN's Draft Academy. The show returns for its second season to showcase a behind-the-scenes look at the NFL draft prospects. The series will have a 4-week run, airing episodes every Tuesday at 7, starting on April 14th. ESPN also will follow the journey of quarterback Jameis Winston, running backs Melvin Gordon and Todd Gurley, defensive end Shea Ray, and wide receiver Devin Smith. One of the key parts of NDSU's volleyball run last year was junior Jenny Fossbender. This upcoming year, Fossbender is the team's lone senior. SUTV's Katie Anderson has more on Fossbender's preparation for one last go.
The Bison return with 14 players and only 1 senior. Leading the team this season is Jenny Fassbender, who has a wealth of experience.
What it does, first of all, is it requires a lot of our underclassmen to step up and take on that role. So Jenny doesn't feel overwhelmed. But Jenny has been. I mean, everyone looks to her for a leader. She's been someone that's been a part of the program, and she's been through this transition with all the younger players.
Fassbender led the team this year in kills with 430. NDSU finished 15-17 overall and 8-8 in conference.
For me, it's definitely lead by example. So I just try to be the best role model that I can and just be open to them, and they can come to me with anything that they need, and just being that person for them.
I mean, Jenny's a lead by doing. She's a physical leader. You know, she's always the one people look to, and she's loud when she plays, but she's not someone that necessarily is going to be the most vocal when she brings a team in and things like that. She's going to more so bring them in and then go do herself, and then they follow by example.
Her maturity is appreciated on and off the court. She learned she was going to finish her career at NDSU early on and is happy she did.
Nothing really new. I do wish I had someone to share the experience with, but I can take it on myself.
Vosbender, an elementary ed major, will graduate in 2017. This is Katie Anderson reporting for SU TV Sports.
Well, also a little bit of other news, guys. Junior guard Kayla Beckin's going to step away from the Bison basketball team. She's had too many concussions, but she's going to stay here at NDSU. Wish the best of luck to her.
Thanks, Joel.
After the break, we take a look at an NDSU organization that's helped others this week.
More than 400 million people use Facebook to stay connected with family, friends, and colleagues, in addition to the millions of others who use Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Flickr for networking purposes. While Facebook and other social media sites are great tools to help you connect with friends and build networks, you should also be aware of the potential dangers associated with using these tools. So, let's talk tech. First of all, always be mindful of what you and your friends are posting online. Nothing online is private, no matter what security settings a website may boast. Anything posted online stays online. So take time to consider what you and your friends are putting online before you post it. For example, do you want your potential employers or your current boss to see embarrassing pictures that your friends have posted? There's also the question of how much information should you disclose on a social media site. Posting too much personal information could lead to lost job opportunities, harassment, internet stalking, and identity theft. Don't publicize information that the public doesn't need to know. Finally, you should think about who you want to see those things you've posted online. By evaluating the appropriateness of the privacy settings on your social media site, it is recommended that you customize your settings such that only your close friends can see your personal information, such as your home address, email, and phone numbers. Ideally, this information should not even be online. Additionally, social media networks frequently update their security protocols, so be sure to review and update your security settings regularly. With these precautions, you will be well on your way to enjoying a safe and secure social networking experience.
You may have heard of STLF, Students Today Leaders Forever, when they went on their Pay It Forward trip this spring break. But now that that's over, they're back in action doing what they do best. On April 8th, STLF gathered just outside of Sudrow Hall to collect trash from around NDSU's campus. They walked all over the grounds with gloves on and bags in hand to collect the trash from wherever it may have been found. This went on for just about an hour before all the trash was collected and disposed of properly.
Tonight is just another way to get more involved, is another way to create leaders with the people we have coming tonight.
STLF is a service-based organization that teaches any students who want to join how to become better leaders, not just in school, but for the rest of their lives.
Thank you for watching this edition of SU TV News.
Be sure to pick up a copy of The Spectrum and check us out on Facebook or follow us on Twitter.
Also, visit us at NDSUbin.com for your chance to win some special prizes.
Have a great night.